I heard there's a brand new Aussie coffee shop right here in Wakayama, so I had to check it out. Join me and my friend Noriko as we explore this hidden gem in an old shopping arcade. But that's not all. Let's meet some of the amazing locals while I take my daily walks with Millie, my curious cat. Oh, and guess what? Millie's got her very own cat cam now. Let's see what she's been getting up to. I often get asked the question, why Wakayama? Well, Wakayama is just an hour from Osaka, and for me, it's the perfect hidden gem. It's a cozy town with everything you need, but it's also wrapped in beautiful nature. It has stunning coastlines and really peaceful mountains. It's the best of both worlds, close to the city, but a world away from the crowds. It also has the very famous Koya-san, which I love visiting both in winter and summer. So let's start off our journey this morning with Millie. Every morning we start our day with a bit of time out in the garden. I usually grab a coffee and bring Millie out here to play. But today she's wearing something very special. She's wearing her very own cat cam. I was able to get this off Amazon thanks to a viewer who had this really great idea. I had to put a sock on her because the first lot of footage that I took, actually all you could see was her white fluffy fur around the camera. So I'm going to put Millie at the door and let's see what kind of magic she can create with her cat cam. Millie's curiosity is one of my favourite things to watch. She's always checking things out and never in a rush. She's very dainty with her steps. Cats are so intentional with their movements. She walks around really carefully and checks everything in the garden. It's amazing to think that everything around her is just a new discovery every day. I feel like I could actually follow Millie around all day to try and discover what are the things that are the most interesting to her. Sometimes she acts like she's on a secret mission and she needs to spy at me from undercover areas. That's the funniest bit when I catch her hiding and staring at me from a corner. She's a bit of a stalker cat, so she does like to stalk me sometimes around the house and then suddenly pounce. It's just something I think all cats probably do. It's been so fun watching what Millie gets up to from her perspective. So this morning I actually have work today, but I thought I'd start the day with going for a walk. Now the weather is warming up a little bit. It's a little bit cool this morning, but I am committed to exercising this year, and sometimes it's just a walk, sometimes it's a bike ride, but I'm definitely going to make the effort to make it happen, and taking Millie with me makes it a whole lot more fun. Usually every morning I've been running into one of my neighbours. She's also out walking about the same time of day, and we usually have a bit of a chat.
どこ行くん？
ちょっと散歩。
散歩行くん？賢いな、出えへんねんな。
まあたまに出るけどね。
こっからや。
たまにでこれ紐でつないでる。
あ、つないでるんやろ。
逃げないように。
出ていくわな。
たまにどうでしょう。
お利口さんやな。お利口さん、お利口さん。
ね。
あれ賢いな。あれやな、子供産まさなあかんな。
いや
あかんの。
もう手術したんだよね。
手術したん？あ、ほったらもうあかんわ。
もうダメ。ちょっとね。
あ、ほやけどその方が安全やな。
そうそう、もうそうしないとずっと泣くんだって。
恋人が欲しいんや。
そうそう。
あ、そうかそうか。人間と一緒や。
そうなんだよ。
言わへんけどにゃおにゃんってあれするんよ。
そう。
そうか、賢いな。といでほんな。
あ、
散歩がてね。おばちゃんとここやしょ。
Such a sweet lady, and we've probably been running into each other 3 or 4 times a week. She's always out walking, and usually about the same time that I'm out walking as well. Konnichiwa. Seems like everyone's out and about today because the weather is so perfect, and it wasn't long before I made a new friend along my way.
この大門が近くを歩くのがもう日課になっちゃって、朝に泣く夕に泣くこう。
じゃあ結構毎日歩いてるんです。
結構毎日歩いてる。ほぼ毎日歩いてる。
ちょっとの間綺麗だったよね、桜が咲いてて。
朝の綺麗でね。
ねえ。
なんか提灯釣ってやってましたけど。ここにいてね、もう昔たくさん船とかね、メダカとかいろいろ 友達が集まって小学生の頃で、
ここで？
ここと墓地が出水川って両方もつながってるんで、辺でもう何時よ、休みの前土曜日とか日曜日とかでもういっぱい子供がいてたよね。
この辺で。
この辺とこの辺もそうですね。こっちより出水川の方があれですけど、子供集まってね。
いいとこですね。
だから良かったんだけど、もう今こんなんしちゃって。しょうがないですけどね、時代そうですけどね。でもごめんなさい、食べなんて。ごめんね。
また会えるでしょう。私もどうぞどうぞ。
はい、ごめんね。
多分構わないと思うけど、ちょっと怖がり屋だけど。
あ、そうだ。年齢どれぐらいなの？
これ？1歳半。これからね、4歳まで体重増えていくらしい。
同じぐらいなの
？4歳までどんどん大きくなると。
だって結構大きなの？
そう、だから今1歳半まだ。1歳
半でこんな大きいんだ。なんかもうちょっと小さいの、もう猫って買ったことは、犬はミニチュアダックスなんで買ったことあるんだけど、猫は
じゃあね。
ご家族も大事によろしく。
はい。Because I've been living in the area for 2 years now, I think people are starting to recognize me and probably Millie when we go out on our walks. I'm always polite, I always say konnichiwa when I see someone, and often that'll lead to a conversation. Now, when we get really close to home, I've started training Millie to walk home, and I guess my reasoning for this is I want her to learn to walk properly on the lead and not stop all the time but keep going on her mission. And I also want her to know how to get back home in the event that she ever got out of the house for any reason. So I'm just sort of training her to get to know where our house is. And today she did really well. She turned straight away at the house, so she knew what she was doing today. I received some very exciting news from my friend Noriko. She sent me a message to say that an Australian guy had opened up a cafe right here in Wakayama, and would I like to check it out? Today's actually our work day, so we've decided to go in there and have lunch on our way to work and check out this Australian guy's cafe. I'm so excited to hear that there's another Aussie living here in Wakayama, and not only that, they're starting up a business, and of course I really want to support them in their venture.
Get in your car.
Oh, you never got in my car?
No.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Life is journey.
Journey.
It's actually the Suzuki's motto.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
oh,
like
I didn't
they
know that.
they
That's great.
made the sticker for their car.
Good. And you had the T-shirt.
Yeah.
Yes. And I've worn your
人生は旅だ。
旅すごい That's nice. That's
Yay.
beautiful. Yes. And your car smells really good.
So the cafe is located in Burakuricho. It was once a bustling arcade which used to have around 20,000 visitors a day. Now it only attracts around 4,000 visitors. Currently, efforts are underway to revitalise the area, including support for new businesses and community spaces.
I think a lot of grandma feeds cats.
Walking through the arcade feels like stepping back in time, with its retro signage and a lot of the narrow alleys are lined with various shops. This place would be a photographer's dream. Alright, we are gonna turn left. Hey, look.
Okay.
It seems like they might be having a little bit of a cat problem around here because the sign says don't feed the cat. So we looked around the corner. Google Maps was telling me it was down here, and if it wasn't for the sign, I'd be a little bit nervous about walking down here. But once we got through here, it was starting to get really interesting. There are all of these different posters because it turns out there's actually a whiskey bar here and also an indie theatre is here as well. So in one of these rooms is actually a theatre. And finally we saw the door. Look at that, Australian specialty coffee, oak espresso. How fabulous. We were greeted by Bo. So Bo took on what was an empty, abandoned space and transformed it into this fabulous coffee shop all single-handedly. I was keen to find out about him and his backstory. So how long have you been in Wakayama?
2 years now. Just
2 years.
Just over 2 years.
Why did you pick Wakayama as your spot?
We want to buy a farm. It's too expensive in Australia. Yeah, man.
So you already got the farm?
Yeah, 6 farms.
Here?
Yeah, 6
Really?
farms and a mountain.
And a mountain. Wow. 6 farms and a mountain. Here I am thinking my abandoned house is pretty cool, but you got 6 farms and a mountain.
Well, we only wanted the house. It just ended up happening.
Having all of that with it.
They didn't want it anymore, so
Yeah.
they said, please take the
So
land with
what
the
are you
house.
growing on the farms?
Sansho. Do you know?
Sansho pepper.
Raw sansho.
Sansho is native to Japan and Korea, by the way.
I'm a chef by trade, so.
Oh, you're
yeah.
a chef. So you commute here to
Yeah,
the... Okay.
45 minutes
Oh,
to
it's not
an
too
hour.
bad. Yeah,
Like,
okay.
depends on the traffic.
Yeah. What made you start a coffee shop?
Mr. Coffee from back home.
Yeah, I don't know what it's about because of the income.
Sorry, no pressure.
Oh, it's not good.
It's
I'll do a better one.
All right, I'll get the next one.
Yeah.
Did you make these cups?
They're made in Kimino. I got
They're made in Kimino
yeah,
shop?
Yeah, handmade by my friends.
Really?
Yeah. Cheers, thank you.
Thank you.
A bit hot. That's
Yeah.
just
So not only does Bo have a farm, he's also raising chickens on the farm, which he's using in his cooking. And he hopes to incorporate the sansho, the Japanese pepper, the sansho pepper, into some of the recipes. How did you learn Japanese?
I don't. I came here. I started working and just listening, and copying.
So the 2 years?
Yeah, haven't started. Just work.
So for 2 years you picked up that much Japanese?
Yeah. Just working.
Well
Yeah.
done. That's great.
Like most Japanese people can actually speak a little bit of English. They're
Yeah.
shy.
Noriko and I were super impressed by Bo. Not only was the coffee and the food delicious, we were just impressed with his ability to start up a business in Wakayama from scratch with very little Japanese skill. Very impressive. I'm definitely going to be a regular, I think, at this coffee shop. So we still have a few hours to kill before we've got to go into work, but we thought we'd just check out this theatre that we saw. We were really curious and we weren't sure if we could open the door or not. It says 10 minutes before on the sign, but we just wanted to sneak peek what actually was inside here. And as you can see, they've made a theatre inside this small room. So it's a very, very personal, small theatre. I'm pretty sure they'll be playing indie films there. Now, when we got down the bottom of the stairs, we discovered there was also a whiskey bar. So back into the arcade, and we were thinking it was a bit early to head to work yet. So we're just checking out all of the different retro shops and the different startups that are apparently starting up in this area. One of them is this co-working space. It looks so modern compared to all of the other retro things in the area, but how good to draw more young people into the area, and then they'll be using the coffee shops that are starting up as well. Now, Noriko pointed out this udon shop. She said it's a really famous udon shop, been here for years. So we made the executive decision, even though we'd just had cake and coffee, that we're going to sit down and have lunch before we went into work. I think it's also important to mention that I always ask permission to film. So when we walked in the door, I asked the manager, is it okay for us to film inside your store? And would it be also okay for us to film you making the udon? And of course we got the green light, otherwise I wouldn't be filming this now. It was just mesmerizing watching the chef with the handmade udon. I've never seen udon prepared like this before. When I first lived in Japan when I was 18, one of the things that was really famous in my area was actually udon, and my area was known for its sanuki udon. So I am someone who enjoys a good udon, so I was stoked that we were able to come here for lunch before work today. So for my udon, I got their standard broth, and it comes with some shallots and ginger, and you can order some vegetables on the side. I ordered renkon, which is lotus root, and it comes deep fried, so it's sort of like a tempura lotus root, and you can just eat that on the side with your udon. And even though we're in a very old retro store, they still took my credit card. Things are definitely changing here in Wakayama. This area hosts events every second Sunday of the month, which is really helping to lift the community spirit and get people back to using these arcades. And with all of the young people starting new startups, I also want to be someone that is going to support this event and just hope small businesses can thrive in the area once again. Now, I've written a blog on this. It's on my website if you want to get a little bit more information about the Burakuricho Retro Shopping Arcade. It definitely is one of those hidden gems that, you know, you don't know unless you know sort of thing. And if you are visiting my website, don't forget to check out my merch, Life is Journey, and we're going to take every single day as a journey. I'm so excited to receive your photos of you wearing your Life is Journey shirts, and the limited edition spring merch is still available in the store. It's been a big day for Millie, lots of adventures outside. She's a bit tired now. I'd love to hear what you thought of the cat cam. Do you want to see more of that or not really? I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Thanks so much. See you later. Bye.